Hey everybody, welcome back out to the range. Trigger Bar Philosopher. Today we're going to be taking another look at some range ammo, but this one I'm going to cheat a little bit because we're going to make Trigger Bar's range ammo. Let's get going. Okay, so I got the Dillon press out and I'm going to be loading some 10mm. I've already been loading some. We'll get it out to the range. We'll look at what we do or getting with this group. I am using some PC bullets, upside down, but 200 grain hard cast. You can see that. Not sure if you can. And yeah, this is what I'm using. 10.4 grains of this stuff. So yeah, let's get going. Dillon press seems to be running okay. It runs better on 9mm than it does on 10mm, I found. There's something that I don't probably have set up right with my large primers. Got large pistol primers for this 10mm brass. One thing you got to be careful with 10mm brass is sometimes you get large primers, sometimes you get small primers. So I had to sort my brass and make sure that I had only small primer pockets. And then I just got to make sure that I'm getting the right primer loaded and I've got the right amount of powder in there. It's not precise. I just want to make sure there is powder in there. And I've got it set up to be dropping about 10.4 grains in it. And I've done some testing before, some load development. It's shown me that that doesn't produce overpressure signs in my pistols. So we'll load up a few more today. And then hopefully a little bit later I got some time to go to the range, but we'll have to see. See what the day dictates. This is the process. Usually I'll be listening to YouTube videos when I'm doing this. Let's just take it out for a second. We'll just see some of the results we got going today. Got some nice 10mm rounds. Okay, see you at the range. Okay, so we got the Labrador out. I got two guns out today instead of my normal 3. The XDM Elite 3.8 inch is doing fine, but just needed a mental health day today, so taking a rest at home. So we got the Tanfoglio 6 inch, we got the Sig Sauer 5 inch, and we got, hopefully, not Trigger Bar Philosopher ratty reloads. Hopefully we got some good reloads. So let's go see what we can get on these on the Labrador. All right, so first up we got the 5 inch. 1285. Those are smoking, Trigger Bar. 1267. 1289. 1246. 1285, 1245, 1282, bouncing up and down in there. So in summary, we got 1271 as our average of high of 1289, low of 1245, standard deviation of 44, and standard deviation of 18.9, extreme spread of 44. All right, let's try out the 6 inch. Okay, we got the 6 inch. We have Trigger Bar's reloads. This is a 200 grain bullet, hard cast. Yeah, Trigger Bar set the dang thing up. Okay. 1278. 1263. 1272. 1254, 1277, 1278. Take a quick look at the add up. And we got a average of 1270, high of 1278, low of 1254, extreme spread of 24, standard deviation of 9.7. That's more what I'm looking for. So yeah, so my objective with this hand load was to see if I could get a consistent load that's close to the normal standard of 1,200 feet per second for a 200 grain projectile. That's what I would recommend if you're going to ever use it for self-defense with bear load, is get something that meets that manual, that threshold. In my series on 10 millimeter range ammo, I've been searching for some different types of store-bought ammunition that you could get close to that. I think the top winners were MagTech, AAC, Sig Sauer, range ammo, and then maybe Underwood range supply. And now you can add to that trigger bars, reloads. Certainly that's a great option if you're going to be doing your own reloads. Certainly a way to save money, although I don't think anyone ever saves money with reloading. You just end up buying a lot more equipment, a lot more supplies, and shooting a whole lot more. But hey, isn't that what this is about anyways? Okay, so I thought I'd just do some quick comparisons. So trigger bars, reloads with the 200 grain hard cast out of the 5-inch, running to 1271 and had an energy foot-pounds of 718. If we want to compare that with an Underwood 220 grain hard cast out of the 5-inch barrel, I got 740 energy foot-pounds when it was going 1231. So I think that these hard cast bullets that I've loaded up to this specification are doing pretty good in terms of mimicking the bear defense loads that I would want to be carrying in the backcountry. So I think that's pretty important, and that is what I'm looking for, is to have some practice rounds that help me get ready for self-defense and feel like it in terms of management of recoil. Then also I should note that we didn't get much velocity increase out of the 6-inch barrel. I think if we'd have shot some bigger groups, we might have seen something different. But also I'm kind of thinking that this is the extent, meaning kind of the max load for this case. And so that's what we're getting, and it is what it is, and we aren't going to go beyond that. So let me know what you think about that too. I'd appreciate your thoughts on why we didn't get any higher velocities out of the 6-inch than the 5-inch. Then next up, if we take a look at all of my range ammunition comparisons, we see where trigger bars reloads stack up with the rest of things. And of course, this isn't really very fair because I could load them up nice and hot, but we see with the 718 energy foot-pounds out of the 5-inch barrel, we compare that with the MagTech, it had 600, the Sig Sauer that had 649, the AAC that had 626, and the Underwood that had 598 energy foot-pounds. That's pretty impressive that we were able to achieve that with our own reloads. Well, it's not necessarily impressive, but it was just something to keep in mind that even a lot of these range ammunition types are loaded pretty weak sauce. And so you got to look for some of the hot stuff. If you're going to get ready for your backcountry trip, if you're going to be in bear country, you might want to be practicing with some hotter ammunition. So let me know what you think about that. Do you think it's necessary that you have to have hot ammunition in your practice rounds so that you match it with your self-defense rounds? What are your thoughts? Please put your comments below. Do you like this recipe? Would you do something different? Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, everyone.